Hey, and if you're looking for a unique gift for a little one or a way to decorate a nursery, then this jungle themed shadow box might just be what you're looking for. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the crafter and designer behind this channel, and I'm here to help you get the best of your Cricut machine and become your own designer. And today we're making this gorgeous L is for Lion shadow box. Now this is from my Lion alphabet and number set. There's a free full alphabet set and number set so that you can make shadow boxes, cards, cake toppers, anything party themed. It's all there free for you to download. But today I'm going to show you how to make a shadow box with it. Last week I made a fairy shadow box. If you didn't see that, I will tag the video to that. Same concept, different theme. But you can use my free alphabet to actually spell out a child's name. You could spell out lion across 4 shadow boxes, or as I said, do cake toppers and party supplies. There's so many things you can do with this alphabet, but I've created this gorgeous layered shadow box. It's so easy to make, just using print and cut and your Cricut machine. I use the Cricut Maker, but I've also got the Joy Extra, and you could use that. You don't need a brand new Cricut machine for that. There's these lovely new machines out, but I won't be rushing out and buying one just because I don't need one. The one I've got cuts just fine. And I think there's a lot of fear of missing out at the moment with the Cricut machines, but just remember, it just cuts. It does what you need it to do. It's about how you design it that's important. You're the creative. The machine is the tool. Anyway, rant over. But yeah, I might get one when I get curious, but not at the moment. I've got my Joy Extra, which I just love, and my Cricut Maker. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to Design Space, and we're going to use your skills to create one of these, and it's really easy, so I'll see you there. So you're going to upload whatever letter, whether it's a personalised letter. I'm doing L is for Lion. So I'm uploading that to Cricut Design Space. Now the beauty of these alphabets is I've taken the back off if you use the PNG. So you just upload them and they are ready to go. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to get rid of the background grids. Now all I do is click on between the 2 zeros in the corner. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom right, and I'm going to click on background colour and change that to grey, and that just makes it, for me, easier to work with. I'm now going to go into the free shapes bar and grab a square, and I'm going to drag that bigger. Don't worry too much about sizing at the moment because we will measure it later before we send it to print and cut. So this is our square. What I want to do is make it a little bit more rounded. So I can go back and get a new rounded square, but I want it less rounded than that. So I'm just going to add an offset, and that will just soften the corner a bit. I will put another square on the back after, but I just want the lines a bit softer. So I'm going to go up to the colours. I'm going to change that to white. And at the moment it's basic cut, but we will change that to print and cut, or when we flatten it, it will naturally change to print and cut. So what we're going to do once we've done that is we're going to just drag our L for Lion in. Isn't he adorable? And we're just going to start to get an idea of proportion. So again, sizing isn't exact at the moment, but you want it all into proportion when you resize it. Then I'm going to go back to my square and add a very slight offset. You drag the picker longer to get a bigger one, or drag it smaller to get a slight one. And I'm going to match a colour. So I'm just going to hover that there so that I can match a colour to my lion image. Now I've added another offset, so I've got a brown, and I'm going to pop a green in. I'm not sure about the brown because I think it's a bit dark for a kiddie's bedroom, so we might mess about with that. What I'm going to do is I've added a white offset there. I am going to go back and change it, but for now we're going to change the background image that's going to sit behind our lion. The lion's going to be a 3D image, but we want it to sit on a background, and usually I do that white, but I'm just thinking it needs to be a bit more of a stone colour. So just go into your colour and just drag the picker tool around until you find something that you think works for you. So I'm thinking something a bit more stony. Once you're happy with your colour, then you can move on to the next stage, which is adding text. So I'm going to go to my text tool and I'm going to type in is for Lion. Obviously the L is going to be above it, so this will sit below. Now if you was doing this as a name, then you could, I don't know, do F is for Freddie, whatever. So once we've got that, we're going to choose our fonts, and I'm going to go into system fonts, I think. Especially if you're making it to sell, you're just better off doing it. And I'm just going to flick through and see what takes my fancy. think it helps that if you change the colour of it, so if you go up to the top and change the colour to whatever colour you want to work with, it does help you see it a bit. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to click, and I think I'm going to go for a green. So I'm just going to keep flicking through until I find what I want, and I think this sticks to matte works really well because it's quite solid and I don't want it to be too decorative. Now what I should have done here is centralised it, so do make sure you do that because I just think mine was a bit off centre. Once you've done that, select all and click flatten, and that will make that one image. What we're going to do now is create offsets on our letter because the letter is going to be built up in layers to stand out from the background. So I'm going to click on the letter, go up to edit, and then I'm still not used to where this all is in the new update, and then offset. Add a small offset. You only want it to be slightly offset just so that you've got a bit of a layer because we're going to add a few. And that's going to be my first offset. So I'm going to change colour. I think I'm going to go for a white glitter layer for that one and change that to a cut layer. It's really important because you don't want that to print and cut. Once I've done that, I'm going to click on that offset layer. I'm going to now create another offset. Create another offset, click apply. That should be now a cut layer. Once I've done that, I can choose a colour for that. So I'm going to go with, I think, 2 different colours of green. I'll choose the final shade of those once I've printed off my lion letter because then I can get all my green card out and choose. So I'm just creating another offset here, and that's going to be another shade of green just so that I've got a bit of depth to my file. So I can just attach that together, and I'm going to just pop that in position. I'm not going to flatten that to it because that is going to be print and cut separately. So now I am looking at my background. I'm going to just select all there and just make it a little bit smaller because it just looks a bit overpowering and I want it to sit more in the middle. So I'm happy with that. But I'm not happy with the outlines on my back file, my print and cut file. So I'm going to ungroup it, which you can do, and you can just change your mind and just mess about with colours until I find what I'm happy with. So I could do more oranges. It depends on the theme of your nursery. I think I'm going to go for a green. I don't think orange works. So I'm going to do that shade of green and maybe a paler one or a darker one, just so that we've got, that's it. So we've got a bit of difference there. Then I can, once I move my letter out of the way, re-flatten that. I need to move those out of the way because I want those to be separate. So what I should be cutting is a print and cut background, a print and cut L, my cut offsets, and that will all build up into one nice file. So yeah, easier said than done because I didn't attach them and I should have done. So I don't want to resize anything, I just want them to move. Now I've got that in position, I can select all and re-flatten. Now the only thing I might do is add a square to the background because my corners are rounded, but obviously my box frame isn't rounded, it's square, so I might just pop that on another background. I've just centralised my files just to make sure that they're right and get my sizing right for those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my shapes bar and I'm going to get that square to get a square, not a rounded corner square like I've got for the background. So I'm going to just send that to the back, get rid of the shapes bar. I'm going to change that white and move these out of the way because again I didn't attach them. But when you're working with multiple layers, you've just got to make sure that you only work with what you need because otherwise I'll flatten it all together. So I'm going to colour that white. It's definitely not the right size, so I'm going to drag it a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to select all and I'm going to centralise it. So once I've centralised it, then I can size it. So what you can see in the corner there is I've measured my box frame so that I get exactly the right size and I can drag that to the right size. Once I'm happy with that, then I can drag my lion letters back in and make sure that that is all in proportion. Now I can send it to print and cut, but I want to show you something. So these letters have been put on separate mats. If you click on the 3 dots and click move objects, you can move it to another mat. If you think that it should fit, then you'll save a whole piece of paper by doing this. So just click on the 3 dots in the corner, move to mat and move it to another mat where you think it will fit. And sometimes a little bit of juggling works and you can save a piece of paper, which they add up over the year. So now I'm going to send these to print and cut. Some of these are for a blog post, but I'm going to remove my bleed and I'm going to use my system dialog. Then I'm going to go into my system dialog settings, medium and quality, and I'm going to click best quality, and that's going to give me a better quality print than cutting through or printing through Cricut. And here we are, the lion letters are printing out. So as I said, I printed those first so that I can match them to the cardstock for the background. And look at those. I just love it when I finally see something that I've drawn printed out and you can actually see the results. So I'm just going to use my brayer. I've let it dry for a few seconds so I don't mess with my guidelines. But what I'm going to do before I send it to print is I've got a few different colours of cardstock here to layer up. So I think I'm going to go with, because these are just layered colours, I'm going to do a white glitter layer in there. I got that green out thinking, oh, I won't use that. But I think I am going to, a dark green, that green, to make that pop. So they're the colours I'm going to use to cut. And I just like to print this first so that I can see. And it really does make a big difference of getting your colours right, because they're different sometimes when they're printed to what they are on the screen. So here we are, it's read the guidelines and it's cutting out. And we're going to reverse weed that off to get the outer edge off first of all. And then just to make sure these aren't ripped, pull them off like that. Pop our next layer on. And we'll send that to cut. And here we are. So all of our bits are cut out. I really love the fact that that's a bit more beigey. I think it really, really works. It was a bit too white before, but it's just slightly different colour to that, so I love that. Right, okay, so let's build it. We're going to build the lion first. So what we're going to do first of all is work out which way it all goes. So I think, yeah, we're like that. So they're our layers. I'm going to build them like I did on my fairy box frame. I'll pop the video for that below if you haven't seen that. That's just a very similar concept but with a fairy alphabet. It's really cute. So I'm going to just cut my sticky pads so that they're smaller. We're going to start working our way backwards. I'm going to spread them out evenly. And just make sure that you get them nice and central. Next layer. And I'm just using my hook to get the sticky pads off, because I do struggle with the sticky pads when they all get stuck to you and with my nails. I just love how adorable he is, and keep watching next week because we have got the zebra and the giraffe alphabet coming out, so they can be all coordinated obviously with this alphabet, and we're going to put that on there. So I think, am I going to layer that up? I think I am. And this is such a great way to decorate a child's bedroom and create your own art. You can put any message on, but I do love the whole L is for lion, G is giraffe. So I am going to work through and get as many jungle animals as I can draw. I think once I got over the challenge of drawing the lion, but the giraffe is adorable. Oh, I want that just slightly over. And that's adorable. We're going to put that in our box frame now. Put that on the back. So you can just about see your colours, and you really need to, I suppose, consider that when you're making a box frame. And build that way. And there you go. That is absolutely adorable and so easy. And how did you find that? Let me know in comments how you got on. If you've got any finished result pictures, then do head over to Extraordinary Chaos Facebook page where I've got a share thread. You can drop them in there, but do let me know in the comments how you got on and what you'll be making with your jungle alphabet. Keep an eye out, because currently my assistant, I've sent her over to her everything she needs to make the zebra and the giraffe alphabet, so they're going to be out very shortly soon, and they are gorgeous. So it's all going to be a matching theme. So we're going to have a base letter of the base letters, plus we're going to have animals. So I've got a few more to design, but it's just great for children's themed party or children themed bedrooms. So I'll drop the link for the fairy one below. And also I'm going to drop a print and cut tutorial. If you're new to print and cut, then that might help you. Thank you so much for crafting along with me. I will see you next time, and happy crafting.